Hey guys, as promised, I've promised with all of these mental health downloads not to overthink too much before I turn the camera on. And I'm turning the camera on because I'm angry. And it's not necessarily angry about anything specifically, though I am angry about so many things. But I think anger can be a driving force behind so much. Depression, mental health, anxiety, addiction, addictive behavior, compulsive behavior. So what am I angry about? I'm angry about so many injustices. I feel there are so many injustices in the world, but then so many of us feel that too. I'm angry that my mum is getting old and infirm. I'm not angry with her, though I'm angry about maybe some of the choices she's made, like I'm angry about some of the choices I've made in my life that have led to, for example, not being able to have a drink, doing everything compulsively, thinking and being alcoholic in thought, even when I'm not picking up a drink. I'm angry. I'm angry about the fact that I can't see a way to turn things around for my mum, even though I want to. I'm angry that I can't not control her desire to get well, but we had a really compassionate and sensitive chat actually today, though my mum possibly wouldn't even necessarily know that we had. And in that conversation, we talked about how she's hit certain limits. And I just thought it was kind of interesting as I went to turn this on and think I need to offload. I'm angry about the limitations of everything. I'm angry that our system is a system that forever tells everyone, regardless of what they're doing, of what they've got, of what they've achieved, of who they are, of what they are, of where they live, that you're never enough. I'm angry that we are all encouraged to fight against each other, and to see difference as something to be criticized and forcibly ejected and rejected. I'm angry about that. I'm angry about the stupidity of so many people in positions of power. But I'm also angry about how that stupidity, there's a fine line between it and actual malevolence and a Machiavellian control and a self-interest and a selfishness. And I'm angry that I can't fucking take the edge off of anything. I'm angry that there's no legal facility to anesthetize yourself from things, just temporarily. I don't even get it with sleep. Sometimes I go to bed and I think, there's got to be a Shakespeare quote. Who will rid me of this turbulent beast of awakenness, of being awake? And even going to bed, you're awake, I'm awake, my mind is prowling. I'm doing all the wrong things, or even when I'm doing all the right things before I go to sleep, my brain doesn't turn off the whirring sound, stressful gyrations and constant permutations of thought and fear and worry. The world feels so fucking frightening, and it's hard enough when you've got all these isms and all these neurodiversities and all these kind of comorbidities, as someone very close to me once characterized my mental health. Well, with all your comorbidities, it's like I'm angry. I just feel angry at the irreversibility of so many things, and how, I don't know if everyone has this, my brain feels like it always wants to try and troubleshoot or solve for other people, for myself, for those I love, for those I care about. It doesn't mean I always know I'm right, and it doesn't mean I always behave impeccably. Far from it. I know that I can be changeable and white-knuckly and clippable and antagonistic and moody because I can't anesthetize my head. And what do I mean by that? What do I want to do? How do I want to anesthetize myself? I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to take drugs. I don't want to take painkillers. I just want something to take the edge off of everything. Because sometimes I just find it all too upsetting. And sometimes I can just sit there and stop everything and put my phone like at least 100 yards away from myself. And my brain just doesn't stop worrying. So I feel angry. Sorry, I'm just mindful there are people next to me thinking I'm probably some weirdo. I'm angry. I'm angry about the fact that I have so much pent-up frustration around not being able to make things better or make things easier or to change the inevitability of certain things. Keep it in the day, keep it in the minute, keep it in the hour, all that sort of stuff. But sometimes I just literally want to bail out of it all completely. And you know, this is why things like geographicals don't work. If I go to an AA meeting, I sometimes don't want to have to stop the whirring in my head and the whirring in my heart with a reminder that I am an alcoholic. I have no issue with being a recovering alcoholic or an alcoholic. There's no denial about the fact that I'm those things. I'm an addict. I'm a hopeless, craven, compulsive addict. If left to my own devices, I will just not take things repeatedly out of greed, though it's easy to see it as greed, just but actually out of overwhelming desire to obliterate and eclipse the complications of thought. And sometimes I just find myself so paralyzed and silenced with all the noise of so many competing, not just thoughts, but worries and concerns and relationships. And so I've left my mum. It's like I've just watched someone now. They've just driven their car in a way that's so fucking antisocial. It's like, how are you not thinking of other people in the way you've just parked your car over there so that people can't walk through? How can some people plow around their lives, and I'm thinking of bastards like Benjamin Netanyahu, with zero consideration for anyone else? It's like, I remember someone saying years ago about someone else that we know, that, you know, we were trying to sort of come up with a solution for a predicament they were in for this person. And someone else who knew this person said, oh, don't worry about them. They're so psychopathic and sociopathic and selfish. They're not worrying about themselves. And do you ever find that sometimes you find yourself worrying about or trying to answer or trying to solve things for people who are blithely unaware and very happy just playing around, putting people out, not really caring if they come across as an arrogant cock, not worrying if really what they're doing impinges upon anyone else's life. I just feel angry. And sometimes it's okay to be angry. When I was in rehab, I always remember we had a therapist who I used to call Cosmic Simon, because he didn't sign up to Freudian analysis and all this bollocks. And I always remember him saying, you know, anger is a really important emotion. And if you deny it completely, it sublimates and it gets pushed down and it comes out in weird places and in different ways. And I always remember him saying the anger that many people, well, most people have anger about something in them. And he said it's about finding that balance. And he said, and imagine if that anger is like a, I don't know, like a meteorite's hole, you know, like a hole in your heart or a hole in your body, and it's full of fire. And he said the art of kind of sobriety, this is what he was trying to suggest, was the art of sobriety is navigating your way around that fire And the important thing that he said was, you should never try to put the fire out. It's like it's the life source. It's the thing that makes you you. But sometimes that fire can be so fucking painful. So, you know, even like in the situation with my mum, you know, she's a little old lady now. She's become, I mean, she's always been little. She's become old. She's become frail. And certain things, I don't want to talk about the specifics, but certain things are happening to her that I know she knows she could have made better choices at other times in her life. And so I see in my mum, inscribed in my mum's journey now, is the me I could have been if I'd carried on drinking and all that kind of stuff, but also the me that could be if I still don't make crucial choices and changes to my own life. And maybe that's the point of elderly parents, and even if they're not intentionally teaching you a lesson, even if my mum's unaware that she's stewarding me in some way, maybe part of what she's showing me is the way not to do something. But I'm angry because I keep just projecting and playing and watching and revisiting that story of my life with her. And I don't know if anyone else here is a single child from a single parent family. So it's just you and your mum, or just you and your dad. Nothing can account for, or nothing can really describe the intensity of that relationship, even if the relationship hasn't been a particularly great one at all times, or it's been an odd one, or it's been, for some people, an abusive one or a neglectful one. The entwinement is extreme. And so I'm having to really, and I think the reason I feel so angry having just come back from mum's, is that I'm having to disentangle the bits I know I can help or change, and the bits that I can't. I've just come off a phone call with the care people about a certain aspect that I'm like, I can't make that happen. I can't do that part for her because it requires her to do something for herself. And so that's quite difficult. That's quite frustrating. And that makes me not angry. I mean, when I say angry, I'm not angry I want to go around and shout at anyone. I'm just angry that there's a kind of glacial inevitability to all of this shit. And it connects up with looking at the glacial inevitability of what's happening in Gaza and the glacial inevitability of what's happening in America. And I've just heard on the radio that 3 detainees in an ICE unit in America have been shot by a sniper. You can see why can no one else see these things coming? And if we can all see these things coming, because there are so many of us who can, why does nothing change? And when you can't anaesthetize yourself, when you can't take the edge off, open your mouth. Again, I haven't got a fucking Scooby-Doo if there's anything in that that's of any use to anyone. And apologies if you've sat to this point thinking, what?